Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so this is my presentation on hard target versus soft target. I don't know how well known that is outside of military terms, but it's the idea of making yourself more aware versus somebody who is unaware. So, situational awareness guide to breaking habits to prevent yourself from being socially engineered or become a paranoid son of a bitch. Okay, so some of the objectives is, want to educate you on the way that people may social engineer other people, point out habits that you may not realize that you have, and put things in perspective and gain knowledge on how to prevent someone from social engineering you. Okay, we cover like driving habits. This is departure times of somebody who's leaving their house. You can tell that they leave the house pretty much within 5 minutes of each other. That's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's always the same time, so you can expect that person when they may be leaving the house. And then what times they actually leave, clock out until they work. It's the same thing. It's within 5 minutes of each other. Now to take a look at driving habits of a hard target, ranging from 6 a.m. to 6:15 to 5:45 in the morning. It's very sporadic. You become aware of what time did I leave yesterday or whatever it might be, making yourself unaware. You can't try to guess when that person's going to leave the house. The same thing about leaving work. These kind of situations are hard for people who actually work an 8 to 5 job, where it's you work from 8 and you work at 5, so you can't really leave early in some cases. If you write your own schedule, this would be perfect to do to make yourself more of a hard target.
I'm not late to work, I'm just making myself a hard target.
I don't know if that's going to fly, but try it all you want, I guess. So if you're a person that likes to go for coffee every single morning, your soft target arrives at Starbucks at the same address, hitting the exact same times depending on traffic, 06:30. So they're there. That's 6 o'clock for everybody. And then for a hard target, they're going to change up their locations of where they're going to get their coffee and the times they actually arrive to get there. You also want to take a look. If I left at 5:45 in the morning, drive around, make a couple laps somewhere else, and then come in. So they can't expect, okay, take about a half hour to leave from work or leave from your house, and okay, so they're going to get there about 6:15. Well, no, this person showed up at 6:20 or earlier than that, or whatever it might be. So make yourself. They just can't guesstimate when they're going to be there. This is the lunch habits over on the left-hand side. Lunch habits of the soft target. Same place every single time, about the same time. Continuously. You can guesstimate when they're going to be there. Make yourself a hard target. Bring your lunch from home. Or you can order your food, have it delivered. Or if you really want to go in depth, have somebody else order your food and not put your name on the order.
The commies are after me.
Paranoid.
If you're really paranoid, would you really be ordering pizza and other things, having it delivered?
All hackers eat pizza.
For pizza, you have to.
Yeah, yes.
There are some risks you have to take.
Yes. You have to make that sacrifice.
It's not being paranoid if they're really out to get you.
Yeah, that's. Okay, so this would be the, after work habits, going to a bar, hitting up happy hour. Same, soft target shows up at Tapford, right downtown in Bricktown. Exact same time that they arrive, generally. And some people like to stay a little bit longer. Soft target here is showing about 2 hours. You can guesstimate how long they're going to be there. So it's hard target, no pattern as far as where they go after work. Stop at multiple bars across town. Go out maybe once a week, mostly once every other week.
Soft targets are alcoholic.
Yeah, soft targets are alkies. But never on the same day of the week. So switch it up, change up, go to different places. Don't get complacent in where you go. Don't let anybody social engineer you.
If I really wanted to hit an alcoholic and steal a lot of information, I'd just wait until he was plastered to go take a bullet.
Which is a perfect time. I mean, a lot of people are going to be willing to say anything.
The one.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's a nice
Oh.
one.
They're best.
So our target would be just don't visit college.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a social engineering probably mecca right there, to be able to get anything out of anybody, especially if they're hammered. So, next portion, what do your bumper stickers say about you? And this is obviously a little over the top, but I just like that.
I want to know.
Probably a soft target, I would have to say.
They're also alcoholic.
So, your bumper stickers say a lot about you. You know, people can use this information against you. If they know, if you know somebody is in the military and come up, let's say, you find out somebody's in the Army, and you stand up next to them and you kind of make fun of the Air Force or something like that. They're going to agree with you. They're going to be like, yeah, the Air Force, I apologize if everybody's in the Air Force here. We all rag on you guys, but we're all brothers.
That's how you found Chris's car, isn't it?
I found his car on, it was actually a UCO sticker because I knew he worked there. So I'll be giving a presentation about how I stalked him, so that'll be a good time right here. So these are different types of other bumper stickers that can say a lot about you. This is, I don't know if you can see the picture up here on the left, but that's George W. Bush. It says, "Miss me yet." Probably guess who they didn't vote for. Just saying. Don't steal the government, or don't steal the government hates competition. So, you probably guess that the person isn't really fond of the government, period. This next one, Elizabeth Warren for Senate. You can look up Elizabeth Warren, where she's serving and where she did campaign runs. You can find out where the person lives, find out if they're Democrat or Republican or whatever it might be. Next one is kind of my favorite. All your base are belong to us. So I'll probably guess that person plays a little bit of video games. It's for those who don't play video games, you know the reference that's
I know it's a reference from like an old video game, right?
It's an old, it's an old.
Poorly translated.
What game is that from? I can't even remember.
I remember the guy who said it was cats. I don't remember the video game.
Yeah, it's.
No, it's from all the way. It's either from like NES era, like early 1990s.
It, I believe, was before Nintendo. I think maybe a second game. Well, even before that. This next sticker here is a clear Obama supporter, and you may not know that the person is for gay rights or is gay themselves. I mean, that can be used against you. And then the I Love Pitbulls sticker, they're a pet owner, they love pets, we want to put that on the corner, so that can say a lot about them.
If you love your pet, please give us your social security number and bank accounts.
I wouldn't go that far, but some people, I mean, you never know. But you can, SPCA, you can approach them, give them a call, say we're with the SPCA for Pitbull Rescues, would you like to make a donation? Hell yeah, I would.
You can figure out that their password's probably one of their pets.
Exactly. Pet names.
Yeah,
Is
probably
one thing
so.
if you know what their pet's name, what kind of dogs they have. Pitbull Lover 07. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do.
There was a group of people up here who actually did everybody here at least that goes to this school knows about how much your student ID actually means to you at your birthday, yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody did a survey from our group downstairs. They stood outside and said, blah, 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 fill out this form, put your student ID here at your birthday. They
did.
And it worked.
So like Roy was mentioning, I did a stalking assignment for my pen testing class. Parking permits, staff and faculty, places where you work at, where you go to school at, where you might go for vacation. You're looking at park, where you go to national parks, where you go to vacation.
Yeah, if they left a little paper tag up in their window.
Now, how many cars you see where it has multitudes of all the different years that they've gone, it's like they're fanboys of the different parks that they go to. It tells a lot about you. And like Roy mentioned, that's how I found my target. The last thing I needed for my assignment was to find out what kind of car they drove, what color it is, tag number. And I knew the person worked at UCO, and I trolled the parking lot until I found a UCO sticker. Then I looked in the front, and he had a UCO staff sticker in the front. So I kind of narrowed it down right there. I got my last.
So we had a road state parking permit and a UCO parking permit
Well, he didn't have a Rose State on his vehicle. He was very he hid that pretty well. But and I trolled the parking lot in Rose State a lot and looking for him. He was actively hiding himself. He would park in different locations and come in. He would actually park over far side and then come onto campus. Or he would walk all the way around and come in. And it took a talk from Kevin Mitnick when he came here to talk. I saw my target walk in and sit down, and I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I excused myself and I trolled the parking lot. And I was around. And there was a couple cops sitting in the lobby, and I was like, I wonder what they're gonna think. They'd see me trolling around the parking lot taking pictures, so I was like, I gotta come up with an excuse and tell them why I was doing that. Yes, I
You're saying we should throw away our Rose State parking pass?
I would not say throw it away.
No,
Unless you want your car towed.
Okay.
If you go to park, place it, and then take it off when you leave. Put it in your console.
I realize mine's way out of date. I mean, I paid for it, but.
Yeah, mine too. I'm hoping that I don't have to repair it. So.
What was the story you came up with to tell the police officers? Come up with anything?
Did they even ask?
Basically told them I was on a school assignment.
Did they ask?
No, they didn't. No, I was just thinking, I was like, they're coming about, I'm doing something suspicious by going up and down the parking lot, rows and stuff like that. So just tell them I'm doing an assignment for my class. And this is what I'm doing.
And you were walking, right? You weren't driving?
No, I was walking.
Yeah.
Walking. So I was literally looking up and down all the cars.
I'm looking for purses and
Yeah. I'm not doing anything illegal. Leave me alone.
But how eye-opening is it the fact that they didn't ask you?
Yes. Well, I don't think they saw me. I was kind of like the side they could see. I did it real quick and did a real quick scan.
Kid, they didn't even ask for my little ticket stub to come back in when the whole little mezzanine was full.
Well,
Yeah.
their job was more crowd control, not ticket control. So. Okay, so next part is goofy shit on your car or at your house. You see all these different
Like the
sports
title.
flags. You know, if there's a local game in town of your favorite team, where are you going to be? At the game. Where are you not going to be? At your house. So this can tell a lot. You know, if you know a big game is in town, that's the best time to hit their house. Probably not
Say
gonna be-
tonight.
Are you saying they're gonna show up and try to steal my beer at the game?
Yes. You should be very careful and hate sports and never go.
That's true.
So these other receivers here, these are all different radio stations. This is obviously not a real one. If anybody's watched Family Guy, this is my tribute. So this can tell you a lot. You know, the person may be Christian here. They love country music and you know, rock, or I don't know what this is. But you could use this information by calling them up and say you're from a radio station. They want a prize. Get some information about them.
Listen to public radio. They'll never do that to you. Probably.
That's true. Unless you get some doofus.
They already have your money.
Yeah. Okay, so this is additional stuff that you would find in the yard as well. So you got all these different flags, much like on your car, says the same story. And then you see all these the different custom paint jobs on the curbs in front of your house. Alliance, yeah, all the rebels. So they like Star Wars and they're in their video games. That's another thing that tells a story about them. So down here, this is one I found interesting that I thought of. See, like the cross and the different stars. You know the person's very religious. Where are they going to be at on Sunday? Church. Where are you going to be? At their house. So,
Oh, no, I can just imagine
That's
somebody.
not very Christian, Mike.
it's very true.
No. The worst part is that I can imagine somebody going up to somebody's house and saying, "Oh, they're like there's somebody that's actually like in-depth hacker and stuff, seeing that they're like into a lot of alliance or something like that, and actually like if they have a what's it called an open email or not an open network, actually stalking that network and slowly putting in like emails like, oh, there's a new Republic Commando."
All that information can be used against that person, absolutely. So this is all just intel gathering. You know, don't do this goofy crap. You know, a lot of intel.
Or do the wrong thing. Misinformation is good too.
Well, true. That is going to throw them off the trail. You know.
Same.
Well, and here's the thing. You can use that information by doing Google searches and finding more information about you. Multigo is crazy. You put in little bits of information and it just plots all kinds of stuff.
Really, Multigo?
Multigo is a phenomenal program. If you haven't had a chance to use it, I used it for the stock assignment. It was absolutely phenomenal. They mostly troll social engineering or social sciences, what it is.
Right.
So you know, it goes, finds Facebook, MySpace, everything else. So it's a phenomenal program, but check it out, look at tutorials, it's pretty good. So when you're traveling, be an asshole. I apologize for cussing. So,
There's ladies in the room.
I apologize. My daughters, if they heard me. So while you're out traveling, you want to avoid eating at the hotel that you're staying at. You know, if somebody's going to social engineer travelers, they're going to go to the bar because that's like the easiest place for people to go. If they're on vacation, they don't want to travel, they don't go, you know, travel too far, just, you know, the bar's right there, it's easy. Rent different vehicles, you know, while you're out traveling. You know, you don't want to, you know, wave that one taxi cab that's just sitting there waiting for that call and say, hey, I got it, and they jump in. What movie was that? That was, assassin movies with,
Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise.
Collateral Damage, or
Yeah.
Collateral
Oh,
Damage
that's
one. Well, but he wasn't the social engineer though. But there was another movie with Sylvester Stallone and yes, Assassin. Okay, so I was right. But he waited in a cab until he found out
Listen for the call.
for the call to the airport, which he knew he was traveling. And said, I got it, picked him up, and he was supposed to kill him. So that's a good way to, you know, be able to, you know, follow your target. Register under a different name so that, you know.
I see Wiener.
I wouldn't go that far because I don't think the hotel would believe you. Use cash if possible. Don't use your personal credit cards. As easy as it is, that's a paper trail. People can keep track of it. Plus, they can steal your information if they get
A lot of hotels these days won't let you pay for cash because they want to make sure that you have credit card information in case you damage something.
Which is, it's hard to get around something like that, especially if you're traveling on business. You have to use the company cards and stuff like that.
What
So
I do is-
things like that are unavoidable.
One of the things I do, because it's like I'm paranoid about that, is like I deliberately tell them, it's like, remove the mini bar. It's like I'm not giving you a card.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
here's, I'm just not gonna do it. So it's
Yeah.
like, look, I don't carry a card. You can't make me carry a card. Take out the mini bar.
Plus, those
It's
things are
like-
so expensive, they overcharge for it anyway. So, you know.
$3 per M&M, right?
Yeah.
And while you're traveling, have a neighbor pick up your mail and your newspapers. Nothing screams, I'm not home, like a big pile of newspapers that's sitting out in front of your house. Yeah, and you can arrange stuff with the post office. Tell them, please hold my mail until I go. You know, they're more than willing to do it, and it's free. I don't think I have to pay for that. And I know we all know
Yeah,
this.
they will not do their job for free. So.
They will.
Yes, they will.
And a lot of us who are in information security know you don't broadcast your travels on social sites, like social engineering sites, social sites, like social networking sites. You don't tell people you're on
Social
travel.
engineering side.
Yeah,
That's all.
Well, actually, they are social engineering sites.
well, they are. They are to us.
Socialengineering.net. Yes, I will be traveling.
Yes. So you don't want to broadcast where you're going because that's a prime time for everybody to come to your house.
So what do you do about your out of office?
If you're out of office,
No, you're out of office when people email you and it replies on your behalf.
You don't set that
You
up.
lie to it, say, I'm just not here.
I just don't want to talk to you.
yeah.
Don't set it. Just don't respond to it.
Yeah, I just don't.
It's right there at the top, Chris. It's being an asshole.
I mean,
Lie about it. Hey, I'll be
It's
right.
none of your
I'll
business.
be right back.
I mean,
The out of
that's
office assistant.
Actually, that's what I have mine set to all the time.
That's a standard reply.
okay. So if you're in a bar, which is the mecca for people social engineering you, if anybody approaches you that you don't know, tell them you're too fat, you're too skinny for my taste. You look at Roy, it's like, I hate the color orange.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
Hey, Patty, what's up?
Somebody comes up to you, he's like, I only take chicks or dudes,
Oh,
So
here's my
your face
friend.
is covered.
you say things like, Oh, Yeller was such a romantic movie.
Or you can say Schindler's List was such a romantic
Schindler's
movie.
List was a funny movie. That movie was hilarious. Or Kristen Stewart is my absolute favorite actor. Now, the reason why you want to say these things, because if somebody is actually trying to social engineer you, and they stick around after you say these messed up things, they're looking for something. If somebody's like, oh, you're an a-hole, thank you very much, and they walk away, they don't need anything from it.
Then go back and say, I'm sorry. Let's
Yeah, but it's one of those things, you know, you want to throw them
That's
off the
their
trail.
train.
If they're
To
like,
walk
oh my
away.
God, that's the funniest thing you've ever heard, it's like, they're trying to get information from you. They're looking for something.
That or they're needy.
But all these things are gonna.
Who really thought
guaranteed
Schindler's
you're gonna
List was
leave
the
the bar
funniest movie ever?
alone.
But what was Schindler's List about it? Come on.
Then
You guys have seen more.
That's why you lie to them.
Hilarious.
you can lie, but well,
It's a lonely life.
yeah, and it's, I mean, it's going to have to be a lone life. It's either being a hard target or a soft target, which kind of
Works.
it's the opposite. Yeah.
Also, it depends on if you're working or not. It's like just if you're just going to a bar to drink or just going somewhere to like a restaurant. I was in Beijing at a McDonald's and two girls came up to me and were trying to hit on me, and it was just straight up going like, "Sorry, not interested."
Yeah.
I said, you know, and they shut down. It's like just you don't have. It's sometimes it's not. You know, just at a bar trying to pick you up. They'll do it anywhere and stuff. You know, it's like where you're going just to see if you're lonely and stuff. You know, so it's like you just go and just say. Just shut down the conversation. Look, I'm not interested in meeting new people. Sorry, that's what the internet's for. It's like I don't do it in real life, you know. I mean, and that's basically the way I treat it. So you know, say if it's someone outside of the conference, and it's like, and you see, and there was one place in Berlin. This guy was walking, us meeting him someplace, and he comes up, and I'm walking and stuff, you know, and he's like, "Dude, I was ready. Are you mad?" And I'm like, "No, that's just that don't f with me face and stuff, you know." It's like you just walk like you're like. You don't want to be messed with and stuff, you know. It's like, and people just pick up on that. It's like just shut it down and stuff when you're traveling.
Yep.
It's just
Absolutely. And like I said, reasons, if you really are a target, they're going to stick around and try to get more information. And they're, you know, people who are really good at social engineering will shoot those, you know, they'll fire some bullets off, you know, of ideas, you know, they'll blast that innuendo away or that insult away. You know, they're going to keep going. You know, a lot of people train themselves every day on how to social engineer people. They will stick around. And you know that you're probably a target and you should watch yourself and be careful. So be aware of your surroundings and never assume that you can never be a target. And my kung fu is stronger. Thank you very much.
Real quick.